Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Christian and this is CXC Beauty.
And I'm Tony. I'm the other half of CXC Beauty.
And we're getting we're getting Christmassy today. So we got our Santa hats and I just got hair in my eyeball. And we're gonna do a little bit of a Q&A.
You have hair on your face.
Okay, so today's video is going to be a little bit of a Q&A. We had put a little Q&A thing on Instagram and Twitter, so we're going to answer some questions about our business, CXC Beauty, about ourselves, and just the random questions we got.
Some of y'all went really hard, so these are some in-depth questions, and we'll give you some in-depth answers.
Or we'll try. So we're going to do that, but before we do that, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button over here. And make sure to ring that notification bell so you are notified every time we upload.
You upload.
Or I upload a video.
I'm only in here part-time.
And I promise I haven't had any wine. I haven't had any mind-altering substances.
You're also going to be getting ready while we're doing this as well.
Yep, I'm going to do my makeup. So, yeah, keep on watching.
Okay.
I'm going to start priming my face while he asks the first question.
Okay, so I actually took all the questions from Twitter and Instagram and I put them in I combined some of them because there were a lot of questions that were very similar and the same, so I kind of combined them into one segment of this. But yeah, so these are actually from Twitter and Instagram. I don't have which ones they're specifically from, but I will let you know if I can pull them up. There we go. So the first question is for you, and it is, what is your skincare routine? Because your skin is beautiful.
Well, thank you. But really... It changes a lot, and as of lately I discovered that if you don't eat dairy or dairy products, it really helps your skin. So I cut out most of the dairy in my diet, and that's really what has changed my skin. But like I've said before in previous skincare videos, my skincare changes throughout the year. So like in the colder months, it's usually more dry, so I use more moisturizing products. We just got the fresh soy something or other.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's very moisturizing. I'll try to insert a picture of it so you guys know what it is. And that's what I've been using during the colder months when my skin's drier. And then in the summer, I'll just use a lighter moisturizer and a cleanser and a toner.
All right, so the next question is a mixture of several questions from Twitter and Instagram. I'm gonna read kind of the questions off and then we'll break it down. The questions were, what made you want to start your makeup collection? What inspired you to make a beauty brand? How long, how much did it take to start your brand? And what are some tips for people looking to start their own brand? So this is all about starting the brand and tips, basically.
Can you repeat the question just to make certain that I have it accurate?
Okay. Wanted to bring luxury products at a more affordable price, and also as a makeup artist, it was really hard for me to find products that I absolutely loved and wanted to use every day as a working makeup artist, and I wanted something really good, so I just decided to make it myself. Pretty much.
Yeah, it's how it went. And the other part of the question is, how long and how much did it take you to start your brand?
So CXC Beauty as an entity, as a kind of like a brand in itself, has been in the works for a really long time. Probably since I started doing makeup. Now the product side of it, the actual like makeup business, is only a year old. So we are just turning a year old here in December. So on the 13th, it'll be a year since we launched our first product.
Happy anniversary to us.
So, I mean, it's been in my mind forever. I've always been a person that has been really into business and kind of like doing my own thing. I've always wanted to have my own brand and all that stuff. So It's been in the works for a long time.
And it's still in the works. I mean, we're a year old and we're still trying to grow our brand and get known out there by everybody, and it's not easy. How much did it take? Everything.
What did it cost?
Everything.
I mean, we've put in everything we have, our entire savings into this, because really it's a passion, and if you're not gonna go all in when you're doing something, you might as well not do it, you know?
To be more specific and answer the question exactly, I would say minimum you're looking at $10,000 to start.
Your first product.
Your first product.
Now, that's not gonna include marketing costs, that's not gonna include logo design cost, packaging design cost. Well, it might include some packaging design cost depending on what company you go with or stuff like that.
Don't forget about getting a business license, tax ID, all that other good stuff that comes with having your own brand.
Yeah, and then also you have to pay for your website. If you're gonna be an online merchant, if you're gonna be an in-store merchant, you have to pay for that.
Insurance,
if you have a location, or like we do events. So just having those events and those sometimes locations requires us to have insurance throughout the whole year. Even if it's just for a couple days out of the year, we still have to be insured for the entire year.
All right, and the next part of that question is, what are some tips for people looking to start their own beauty brand?
I would say number one, and we discussed this, and we've even experienced this in our own brand, is start with just one product you're really passionate about. One mistake we did was that we wanted to do sort of every kind of product and be really diverse with our product line, and we realized that's just not feasible and it's very expensive to maintain.
It is, and so we have been consolidating our products down until we build those products up, and then we're gonna add more later.
Yes.
Another tip is to be prepared. Be prepared for the sleepless nights, the tears, the stress, the anxiety, everything that comes with having your own brand, because it may look easy and glamorous on YouTube, on TV, whoever you know owns a brand, but I promise you,
they just have good concealer. And that's why I pack it on.
Yes, it's very stressful. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for failures, because you're gonna fail. You will. It's just a fact, and be prepared to bounce back from them.
Yeah, our first eyeshadows, which were really pigmented and very beautiful, but I wouldn't say they were a success right away.
Yeah.
Because they definitely weren't finger swatchable or anything like that. That they were. So basically, you could only use them with a brush, and if you did touch them with your fingers, they would pretty much be useless.
They get hard pan.
Yeah, hard pan, yeah. So. You know, it's a learning curve. Definitely, I would say if you are starting this by yourself, get acquainted with other business owners and people who know about the business. Because unfortunately, there is no handbook to the makeup business, and it's hard to find help.
And we just want to send a big thank you to Andy Candy Makeup, because he did help us. He did give us a tip on some things, and it was really wonderful.
Also, knowing this as brand owners, we are very busy and we don't necessarily have time to sit there and explain the entire business to somebody who's looking for those questions. We do answer the questions as much as we can, but we don't really have time for like a sit-down meeting and just like plan out your entire brand and business for you. There are other ways to do it, you know.
What is Tony's position with the brand?
Many positions. Tony operates in many positions.
Very true, but he has one main position.
Yes, so you can go ahead and answer that.
And my main position would be product development and formulation of eyeshadow. Well, formulation of the products.
So pretty much what he does is, besides deal with me, I tell him, since I do have the experience with different brands and as a makeup artist I know what I want in a product, I will tell him, hey babe, I want this eyeshadow to perform like this, to have this color or this kind of reflex, this intensity. And then he'll work closely with the lab and develop the eyeshadow. So what he'll do is he'll make the eyeshadow, and then I'll test it out for like a couple months or however long I would want to test it out. And if I approve it, he then okays it with the lab, and then we have it mass produced.
And it's not always easy, let me tell you, because sometimes you get some wonderful products and you're so happy, but then you get the ones that just don't work and he's not happy with it, and it's frustrating.
And also, as your tastes develop in makeup and you experience different things that might have worked at the moment, you then realize, hey, this is not what I want in this product anymore. I want it even better or improved in some kind of way.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's my position. Next question is, what was your inspiration behind the products and your inspiration behind the name? So let's go with the products first.
So pretty much the inspiration for my brand was the powerful women in my family. I just love the confidence they exude and just how they've inspired me in different ways. So it was really inspired by them. That's why the lipsticks are named after a lot of women in my family and a lot of my good friends, which are very, to me, powerful, confident women. And then I also wanted to make a brand that was for everyone. So not just women, but every gender, race, color, you name it. I wanted the brand to be for everybody.
All right, so what was the inspiration behind the name?
I actually get this question a lot, and it's actually kind of funny because there's not really anything behind the name. So before, when I used to do photography, and then all my old websites were christiancoll, and my makeup name was just Makeup by Christian, and I wanted to do something unique, something that people would remember. And I just took Christian X Cole and I made CXC Beauty. So it's actually just my name with an X in between. So there's nothing really creative about it.
But I love it. I actually love it.
But I guarantee you there's no one else with the name CXC Beauty.
That's very true. All right, so the next question is your brand direct ship with predetermined selection of products? Or do you actually have a local lab where you go and do formulation, shades, product concepts, and development? That is a very intense question.
So what I'm thinking he's trying to ask is if we're like a drop shipping company or like private label kind of thing. Honestly, we're not drop shipping. So all of our products come from us. So we do all the shipping and everything. And we do have our own warehouse where we keep our products and then we ship it to you. So that answers that part of the question. But then the second part of the question, our products are pretty much a hybrid of products. So there are certain products that are custom to us, like our eyeshadows, which are completely custom made, our own formula.
You won't find them anywhere else.
Yeah, so you won't find the colors anywhere else, anything like that. You might find something similar, but I guarantee you never the same. So we do have a unique formula for our eyeshadows. And then some of our other products like our lipsticks, which we don't have the capacity, or right now, honestly, financially, we're not able to make this product completely custom. Those are pre-made by another company, and then we select the color, the finish, and it comes packaged already, comes to us, and then we ship it to you. So there is a hybrid kind of thing going on here with our business.
And I'm feeling left out, so...
Did you put anything on the brush?
No, I didn't. I did not.
I'm just putting some blush on. I'm actually using our blush palette. This is what I use every day when I'm not doing like a video. I mean, with like YouTube, I don't want to keep it all the same all the time, so I do include other brands. But on the daily, this is the blush I use. And I use a combination of these 3 colors right here. And I just put it on all over.
All right, next question is, is this your full-time job or do you only do it in your spare time?
This is a good question because at the beginning, now I've always been a person who likes to have my own business. So I actually did start off my own business, but it was home remodeling. So if you don't know, we also did and still do occasionally home remodeling. So painting tile, all that good stuff, kitchens. So at that point, I was splitting my time 50-50 between home remodeling and CXC Beauty and trying to keep that up. But eventually that just became too much for me. So now I am full-time CXC Beauty, but if there is like a project that I can do in one day, like a painting a house or whatever, and I know I can do it in one day, I will do that project because it's always nice to have extra income, and that's fast money.
And needless to say, this is not a hobby. This is our livelihood.
This is what we've pretty much put all of our everything into. So yeah, this is a full-time job for me.
And at first, it started out with just him doing the everything for the business. Everything, all of it, 100% him. And then it just became, it started to grow and it needed me to jump in. I would take that back to the tips. Don't try and do it all by yourself because it is very hard.
Yes.
But I jumped in, and the longer we go, the longer the business goes on, the more and more and more I shift my livelihood over to this as well, because it does take more than one person to really run this.
Yeah, it really does. So, like he said, and another good tip is that don't try to do everything by yourself, which I always, I am a control freak, and I try, like, my videos and all that stuff, editing, all of our logo designs, most of our pictures. He does help me with pictures now, but like all the photography that I've done for the company has been all myself, and honestly, it's very, very draining. But if you do have the capacity, I would say hire out some people, delegate your tasks, and try to use your time and all that to grow the business and have a lot of help.
Yep. All right, so got some questions about some products. Do you plan on doing liquid lips, and are you making more palettes?
So liquid lips, funny story. Going back to how we said try not to launch so many products at the same time. So initially we wanted to do liquid lips, and we had a whole set of liquid lips, custom formula with our own packaging and all that stuff. And it was an amazing liquid lipstick, and a lot of people loved it. The only thing is that since we weren't ordering in massive amounts of quantities, it was costing us way more to make that product than it would be even to make the money back for that product. So we decided to that for now.
Just for now, but yes, in the future they will be coming back.
So as far as palettes, we do have our Palomino Paradise palettes and our 5-pan palettes, but yes, we are making more palettes.
And just a little hint of what's to come. Something great is coming.
Yes.
Tell them what you let me do.
So pretty much, since I've been designing everything myself, and it's been more to my taste, I really wanted to let Tony have creative freedom of the next palette. And then we both went through the shades together and kind of picked out exactly what we wanted, and he designed the entire palette himself, and then that is pretty much what's coming next.
Yeah, testing is now officially done. So excited for that, and I cannot wait for you guys to see my palette. And hopefully, if you guys love it enough, there might be a series involved with it.
Yeah, it is a gorgeous palette, and I wish I could show you it right now, but should we just show a little corner of it?
No, let's not.
A little...
No.
Like this?
No. Can't do it.
Okay, well, we'll wait on that one, but yeah, so we will have more palettes. And speaking of palettes, I'm going to start putting eyeshadow on my face.
Next question. What sets you apart from other brands, and what are your goals with your company? I would say what sets us apart is our eyeshadow formulas are definitely very different from anything you'll find out there. And what I think our goals for the company would be is we want to be something different than what everybody has out there. So we want to be a brand of complete customization. That's why we have so many single shadows and why we push the single shadows so much. Because how many of you have purchased a palette that has like 36 shades in it and you only use 4? So I would say in the long run, our goal would be to really build upon the customization of having what you want at all times, just exactly what you want, and you get to get the most use out of that.
Yeah, and segueing from that single shadow thing, another reason we do... Can you grab me that single shadow? Okay, so another reason we like to promote our eyeshadows as well, and we find them the best deal you can get for our brand, is because our eyeshadows are not the standard. So this is a standard size eyeshadow. I don't know if you can see that. But a standard size eyeshadow is 26 millimeters. So this is like the size of a MAC shadow, Urban Decay regular shadow. And this is the size of our single shadows. So you're getting a bigger amount, more product in this single shadow than you would a traditional shadow. So you're getting a lot for your money. And that's why we love these. Also, these are like perfect for like the makeup artist who does a lot of work and doesn't want to be refilling these tiny things all the time. You can throw this into a Z palette, they are magnetic, and you're good to go.
All right, so another question is, what are your everyday go-to products from your collection?
Well, I would say generally when I'm not filming YouTube videos, I use our eyeshadows the most. I also use the blush palette a lot, and then also one of our best-selling products is the CXC Beauty dual-ended definer pen, which is an eyeliner. And this pen is super precise, and I absolutely love using this to do my liner. And then we also use this when we do our Halloween looks, our like cosplay looks, or like our special effects looks, because it's super precise.
It is
good for lines.
It is absolutely amazing. All right, piggybacking on that, what would you recommend as Christmas gifts or stocking stuffers?
From CXC Beauty?
The question was not specific. It just said Christmas gifts or stocking stuffers. I'm assuming it's for your brand, but it might not be, so maybe do both.
So I would say from our brand, what I love to do for like my family and people who love makeup in my family, I take the lipsticks, and those are great stocking stuffers. The liners are great stocking stuffers.
I agree.
Or you can do a combination, so you can do a little lipstick, maybe a brush, and a liner, and just throw it in there. It's great. As far as other brands, I always recommend maybe buying them some minis that they can try, and a gift card for that store so they can buy whatever they want. Because makeup is so personal, I would say gift card is the best way to go, because they can then pick whatever they want. And if you want to throw in some minis in there just for the thought, or something that they can actually have and try, that's a great option.
Absolutely. All right, and now we have another question from Instagram, and it is, how long have you been together?
What feels like an eternity is actually been 5 years. But I say that not in a negative way, but literally when I met Tony, it felt like...
It felt so natural.
It
so
felt
normal.
natural. It felt like we were together in a past life, or we've already known each other. So that's kind of like how our relationship just flowed. It was like like the river flows.
It did. It was beautiful, actually. But, you know, it has been 5 years, and here's to many, many more, love.
Yep. So, yeah.
That was an easy question. Next question is, what is hard about having your own company? Where do we begin?
Just breathing and knowing you have your own company that has to survive is hard.
Yeah, I would say also the professional aspect of it. Always having to maintain this professionalism everywhere you go, because you don't want anybody to... Not that it's hard to be professional, but sometimes you just feel like you can't let loose because you're worried that people are constantly judging you and your brand, because people do hold your personal actions against your brand, and you really don't want that.
A lot. And then also, we can't get super political.
And I'm a very political person, and that's very difficult for me to keep my opinions to myself, but I must. Unless, you know, I'm talking to somebody where there is no recording or...
Yeah, I mean, everybody has different political views, and unfortunately, in the world that we live in, people, just because they don't agree with you politically, will talk bad about your brand or cancel culture and all that stuff, when it's okay to have a difference of opinions, you know? It's politics. So, but yeah, you can't be overly political or anything like that.
I'd say another hard thing is getting people to trust your brand and getting that initial purchase for people to actually try out your product, because we're not a big name in the beauty industry. We're not somebody that everybody has tried and there's tons of reviews out there on our products. So just that initial trust in getting people to try us out is very difficult as well.
Yeah, I would agree. I also don't have a massive following. I mean, I do have the people online that I consider like my family, you know, like my online family, and the people that do follow my tips and advice on makeup and my journey. But it's not like a massive amount of people. So in order to gain that trust, unfortunately, people have to try your product and all that stuff. So we're in the middle of that right now.
Part of that is also sending out PR and products to people. But once again, we're not a big brand, so we can't, even though we would love to send it to everybody, we really would. We have such big hearts.
If I could give my product out for free to everyone and still have my brand, I would do that. But it's literally impossible, and that would not be a business then.
As a small company, we just can't do that. One day, you know, provided that the world accepts us and allows us to grow as big as we would like, then yeah, we would be more than happy to send out that amount of PR, but it's just, as a small company, isn't the right way to go right now. But don't think we don't send it out. We do send out PR.
And we've even sent PR to bigger people, and it's sad because a lot of, like, you're trying to grow, and not saying that I'm trying to use these people. Obviously, I send them because I want feedback and them to try our products. But we've sent PR to bigger known people in the makeup industry just to see it either being given away or thrown out. So it's kind of sad.
Something we really love with our brand is feedback. We want to hear from everybody. We want to hear what people think of our products, because that's really the only way to grow and learn, is to receive that feedback and see if there's something we can adjust to make it even better.
Yeah, and also bouncing off that, not everybody has the same eyelids as me. I mean, we do test on our friends, so the only animals we test on are these two animals and our friends. So, but we do test out and send out product to our friends so they can tell us feedback. But unfortunately, not everybody has the same eyelids as I or my friends. So we want feedback from everybody, you know, every walk of life, every different type of skin kind of thing.
Of course.
Because everybody's going to be different. And just because I like a certain type of eyeshadow texture doesn't mean someone else is going to like it.
Absolutely. Next question from Instagram. Are you cruelty-free and vegan?
Absolutely cruelty-free. We never test on animals, like I said before. The only animals we test on are right here. But yes, some of our shades are not vegan, unfortunately. And it's a very few of them.
It's very few.
Maybe 4 or 5. So if you go on our website, you can actually look at the ingredients, or if not, you can shoot me a message. There's an area on our website. It's like a little bubble that pops up where you can ask whatever you want, and somebody will answer you, and you can find out if the product is vegan or not. But some of our products do contain carmine, which is not vegan. It's not a vegan ingredient.
It's the only ingredient that we have that's not vegan, by the way.
So if it doesn't have the carmine, it's gonna be vegan.
Absolutely. Next question is, and I think this is our last question actually, is how many dogs do you have?
Oh, it's probably because I'm always showing them on Instagram.
You're always showing them everywhere. Me too, though. My Instagram is our dogs.
So our doggies include a tiny Chihuahua
Italian Greyhound mix. So she's a Greyhawa.
Apparently that's a designer dog, and we had no idea.
No, she was a rescue. We rescued her from an abusive home.
Yes, so She's our little one.
We also have my vieja.
Which means old lady in Spanish.
She is a Welsh Corgi Australian cattle dog mix. So she's basically like a tall supermodel Corgi. But she just turned 14 this year, and I love her to death. She is my child. She's been with me since I was a child, pretty much. And then we have our extra large blue Great Dane. His name is Kronos, and he is my big bouncing bundle of joy.
I wouldn't say bouncing. It's more like crashing, destroying,
And sleeping.
and sleeping. So it's like wake up, eat, destroy, sleep. Wake up, eat, destroy, sleep.
But he's so amazing.
Okay, everyone, so that's pretty much it for all of our questions.
Thank you guys so much for participating and asking all those great questions. I hope we could shed some light on what we go through on a daily basis and a little bit about our business.
And again, if you have any questions, just leave them down below. Hopefully we'll do a part 2. Don't be afraid to ask personal questions, whatever questions it may be. And if you don't feel like answering or asking the question publicly, you can always DM us or anything like that, and we can answer your questions there.
Oh yeah, we definitely love talking and communicating with everybody. So if you please DM us, message us, do whatever, and we'll be glad to answer your questions.
So yeah, thank you so much for being with us today in this video. We had a great time with all of you, and we will see you in our next one.
Bye.